videos if you want to make a slightly longer exercise routine. It's going to be about 10-15 minutes. We're going to bring the feet to the front of the mat and we're going to release the chest one vertebra at a time all the way down until the head is resting down onto the floor, and then walk the feet slightly closer in towards you so that you've got a nice stable base. You're going to take the hands onto the belly. Heel of the hands are resting around your hip bones, fingertips resting around the belly button. We're going to take an inhale and a big exhalation. We're going to draw the belly down away from the hands. The inhale is going to fill the chest and the exhale is going to draw the belly down. We're going to take an inhale. Then as you exhale, you're going to draw the belly down and float the right foot up off the floor into a tabletop position so that the knees over the hips. As you did so, the belly draws down. Take an inhale, exhale, second leg comes up to join it. Take an inhale, exhaling, first leg comes down without the pelvis tilting. Take an inhale, exhaling, second leg comes down. Take an inhale, second leg starts, we're lifting up, and the second leg comes to join. Take an inhale, exhaling, one leg, then two legs come down. Take an inhale, exhale, one leg, two legs come up. Take an inhale, exhale, one leg, two legs come down. We're going to continue doing that, lifting one leg at a time on an exhale, and then bringing the legs down on an exhale. All the while the belly is drawing down away from the hands. We're going to resist the urge for the pelvis to tilt as we move the legs. So you're going to keep the knees at 90. And as you exhale, feet up off the floor, the back's going to press down in towards the mat. And as you exhale, the feet back down towards the floor, try and resist the pelvis from tilting away from you. So the belly draws down away from the hands that are placed onto the belly button. We're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to lift one foot at a time up, tabletop position. Take an inhale, and now we're going to exhale, foot taps to the floor, inhale back up. Exhale, foot taps to the floor, inhale back up. Now you can go back to the previous version if you want to. As we exhale the foot to the floor, the belly draws down, the back stays pressing down, the knee stays at 90 so the movement is coming from the hip. We're tapping the floor on an exhale. You're going to keep the belly drawing down, we're going to keep the chest stable, we're going to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Just the movement is coming from your hip socket as you exhale one foot at a time down towards the floor. Exhaling and inhaling to lift. Keeping the back pressing down, keeping the belly drawing down. For 3, for 2, for 1. Hug the knees in towards the chest and just release off the shins and the calves by taking a circle around the ankles. Let the hips rock from side to side, hugging the knees in towards the shoulders. Take the feet down onto the floor again. We're going to take an inhale. Exhale with the hands resting on the belly. You're going to lift the right foot up off the floor. Reach it up towards the ceiling. You're going to keep that leg as straight as you can, but if you need to keep a softness in towards the knee, to keep the knee over the hip, feel free to do so. We're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, that leg's going to move straight out towards the side without the left side moving. The inhale is going to bring it back in. The exhale is going to move the leg away from the body, and the inhale brings it back in. And now we're going to bring that into a circle. So we're circling that right leg in its hip socket, but without moving the chest, without moving the hips. So the left side stays completely still. We're challenging the movement around the right side to keep the left side still. Exhaling to start the circle and inhaling to complete. Keep the rib cage tucked in. Keep the weight evenly balanced between the elbows. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And keep that left knee drawing in towards the midline. Resist any movement in the left hips. Last 2. Last 1. Hug that knee in towards the chest. Send the other leg away, creating an opposition between the two legs. And again, circle out the shin, circle out the calf, creating movements in that ankle. Bring that foot down onto the floor, hands back onto the belly, left leg rises, again straight or slightly softened if you need to. Right leg is going to stay still. We're going to take an inhale and circle your left leg out away from the midline and then back in, exhaling. And as you move it away from the midline on the exhale, try and ground the right hip. Try and keep the right knee drawing in towards the midline. Try not to move the shoulders. Try not to shift the weight into the elbows. Creating a circle just as large or as small as you can control through your right side. So as the leg moves away from the midline, the right side doesn't move with it. As the left leg moves away from your hips towards the bottom of the mat, your pelvis doesn't tilt with it. For 3, for 2, for 1. Hug that knee in towards the chest, extend the other leg long, circling the ankle, extending right leg towards the bottom of the mat and left knee up towards the top of the mat. Take an inhale, exhale, bring the feet back down onto the floor. We're going to stabilise through the shoulder girdle now. So the hands are going to rest down onto the belly. We're going to take an inhale. Exhaling, left leg, then right leg is going to lift up, but the back's going to stay pressing down towards the mat. If you already feel that the belly wants to lift up here, bring the feet one at a time back down to the floor. We're going to bring the hands down by your side. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling and allow them to glide back to reach back behind you. Inhale is going to bring them back down by your side. Exhaling, we're reaching the fingertips behind you, but keeping the shoulder blades gliding down the back, so the back doesn't arch away from the mat. The belly draws down as you reach up and overhead. Keep the arms long, try not to bend the elbows. Maybe the fingertips can reach all the way back to the back of the mat and the back of the hands come onto the floor without the back arching. Or maybe you need to reduce the drop. The exhale reaches the arms back, and the inhale brings them back down by your side. And as you reach the arms back, draw the lower belly in to resist the back from arching away from the mat. Shoulder blades gliding down the back. 3 more, we're going to reach up. Remember, you can always bring the feet down if you need to. And then inhale, bring the arms back down by your side. Exhale, reach the arms up and overhead. And then inhale, back down by your side. Last one, scoop the belly in, resist any lifting of the waistband as you reach back overhead. And then as you bring the arms back in, hug the knees in towards the chest, let the hips rock and circle the ankles. So that was our toe tap scissors, our single leg circle, and our double leg stretch with the arms. We're going to bring the feet down onto the floor and come into a bridge now, so reaching the fingertips down towards the ankles. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis, so the tailbone lifts off the mat, the waistband presses down. Take the weight into the feet, we're going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, squeezing the glutes and sending the pubic bone as high as you can, the fingertips reaching down towards the ankles. Inhale here, and then exhale, replace the upper, the middle, and the lower back down onto the mat on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to lift up, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips nice and high. Feel a stretch through the front of the hips. Take an inhale and then exhale, release back down. Take an inhale, exhale, we're going to lift the hips up off the mat. This time if you want to on the inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling and allow them to drift back overhead. And then exhale, release the spine, 1 vertebra at a time back down, and inhale the arms down by your side. The exhale is going to peel the spine up off the mat. The inhale is going to lift the arms up and overhead. And the exhale is going to release the spine, 1 vertebra at a time back down. The inhale comes back down by your side. Lifting up on an exhale, keep the knees drawing in towards each other. Release the arms on the inhale and then keep them back as you bring the spine back down, re-zipping the spine vertebrae by vertebrae, sinking the waistband but keeping the tailbone lifted, and then releasing the tailbone and inhale the arms down by your side. Last 2 times, creating length through the front body, strength through the back body, and control through the center. Exhaling to release the spine, tuck the front ribs in, inhale the arms down by your side. Last one, tailbone, waistband, middle back, upper back, release. Inhale the arms overhead. And then exhale, upper back, middle back, waistband, lower back, tailbone. And the arms come down by your side. Let the knees just rock from side to side. And then we're going to roll over onto your side. And then come down onto your bellies. So we're going to face down towards the floor. You're going to rest the hands one at a time. Bring the head onto the top of the hands. The legs are lengthening back behind you. We're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, lift the belly button off the floor, send the pubic bone into the mat, squeeze the right glute so the right thigh hovers. Inhale, come back down. Exhaling, the left thigh hovers on the exhale, and inhale back down. So we're coming into swimming now, just keeping the head at rest and using the glutes and using the lower back to lift one thigh at a time up off the floor. Exhaling as you squeeze the glute and lift. Keep the hip pressing down in towards the mat, so we're lifting from the thigh, but we're keeping the hips in stillness, same as we did when we were lying down on the floor. Lifting the belly button up to support the lower back as we lift the leg. Exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling and inhaling. Last 4. Keep the head, neck and shoulders relaxed. Keep the shoulders gliding down the back. Try not to lift the chest as you lift the leg. Last 1. We're going to exhale and lift up. Inhale, come down. Take the hands away from the head, bringing them down by your side. We're going to come into swan dive now. Keeping the feet resting onto the floor. We're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, just lift the head up off the mat, face down towards the floor. Allow the shoulder blades to glide down the back, and then release back down, facing the opposite way. Take an inhale, exhaling, and lift up. Shoulder blades glide down the back. Inhale, come back down. Now, if you want to stick with that version, feel free to do so. Otherwise, this time we're going to lift up and lift the wrists up, sliding the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, come back down. This time we're going to lift the wrists and then we're going to lift the elbows, but keep the elbows lower than the wrists. So as you come back down, the elbows and the wrist hit at the same time. You can keep the head going from side to side in between the lifts, or you can bring the head straight down towards the floor. We're going to exhale, slide the shoulder blades down the back, lift from the wrists to lift the head, neck and shoulders up. So we're working through the upper back, we're keeping the space between the shoulders and the ears. We're lifting up 3 more times, inhaling, coming back down. Wrists are higher than the elbows as you lift up. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, we're going to lift up. Inhale, come all the way down. Take the hands underneath the forehead. Let the hips rock from side to side. And then take the hands underneath the shoulders. Press the hips back towards the heels. Coming down with the chest, down with the shoulders, down with the forehead. Releasing the hips back, opening up chest and shoulders, middle and lower back. And then inhale, walk the knees in front of you. Come either into a kneeling or a seated position. That completes our practice this morning. Thank you.